Ciao everybody, welcome back to Organic Italian. I'm Brianna and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. It's been a minute since I filmed a video, but it's 2021 and we're starting all brand new. Today I'm bringing you a classic recipe, chicken cutlets. Now, it's my take on chicken cutlets, but I promise that you're gonna love it. You want to start by brining your chicken cutlets. So all that means is I take all of my chicken cutlets, I put them in a bowl like this, and I just put cold water and salt in them. Now, you can do this overnight, but really I just try and do it for a half hour to an hour. And the reason you want to do this is because brining your chicken cutlets breaks down the tough muscles in the chicken cutlets and makes them so much more tender. Trust me, try it next time you make chicken cutlets if you don't already, and it really makes a difference. While your chicken cutlets are brining, you can go ahead and get started on the mixture that you're gonna dip them in. So the first part of your mixture is just, depending on how many chicken cutlets you have. Now remember, the exact ingredients and how much you need for everything will be linked in a recipe below, so you can find that and either have the recipe or double the recipe based on how many chicken cutlets you're making. For today, I'm gonna take 2 eggs, crack them in my bowl. And then I just like to take a little bit of salt in with my eggs. And then just a good old-fashioned fork, and you're gonna whisk them. It's perfect consistency. Now I'm gonna teach you a little tiny Nonna trick here, because you know that Nonnas never let anything go to waste. So if you see that you have 2 or 3 chicken cutlets left and your egg mixture is barely enough to coat them, just take a little tiny bit of water and add it to the egg mixture and it'll go the extra mile. You never want to waste anything, and you don't need a whole other egg to coat 2 or 3 chicken cutlets. So that's all you need to do. So now we're going to move on to our breadcrumb mixture. So I like to buy plain breadcrumbs and season them myself. There's a lot of additives in already seasoned breadcrumbs that you really don't want, and there's a ton of sodium. So I just take my own plain breadcrumbs and season them how I like them. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump a good amount of breadcrumbs onto this plate. Now again, like I said, all measurements will be linked down below. So dump my breadcrumbs. And then I'm going to take a little bit of red pepper. I like to put red pepper on mine. You don't have to if you don't like spicy, but I like to put a little red pepper. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of garlic powder, add that to the mixture. Then I have grated parmigiano here, and I add that. And then I actually forgot to take out my oregano. Let me grab that a second. And then I just toss in a little bit of oregano. And then I take a spoon and just mix everything together so that it's well combined. And I also add a little bit of salt to this mixture as well. See, that's why I like to use plain breadcrumbs, because you can control how much salt and how much oregano and how much of everything is going into it based on your taste and your family's taste. When you buy pre-seasoned breadcrumbs, you know, it's already determined for you. So now that your mixtures are all done, you're going to let your chicken cutlets finish brining, and then I'm going to show you the next steps. Okay, so the next step, now that your chicken has brined, is you're going to take your chicken cutlets after you've drained them, of course, and you can do like 2 at a time on a plate, and you just want to pat them dry, because if they're wet, they're not going to pick up the breadcrumb mixture as well. So just pat them dry really quickly, like that. And then you're going to take them, dip it in your egg mixture. You want to drain off the excess egg because you don't want them too heavily coated in egg. Then dip it in your breadcrumb mixture and just pat it down. Flip it and do the same thing to the other side. And place them on your baking tray. And then you'll just keep doing that for all of your chicken cutlets. Again, in the egg mixture. And then back into the breadcrumbs. and into your baking tray. While you're coating all of your chicken cutlets, you want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees before you start so it can preheat while you're coating them. So the biggest difference about my chicken cutlets versus probably how you grew up eating chicken cutlets is that I don't fry them. Now, I'm completely fine with a fried chicken cutlet every once in a while, but we like to make these every week or every other week so we have a quick lunch in the refrigerator to grab, and it really wouldn't be healthy if we were eating fried chicken cutlets every week. Guys, these are just as good as fried chicken cutlets, I promise. And the next step that I'm going to show you is what's really going to take these cutlets over the top. So right before I put my chicken cutlets in the oven, I like to give them a little sprinkle of some olive oil. Just a little sprinkle like this, and then into the oven, 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. The next step is what really takes these chicken cutlets over the top. It's a super simple, delicious juice that I make that I pour over the cutlets when they come out of the oven. All you need is some fresh garlic, some lemons, and a little bit of oregano. So what I do to my lemons before I cut them to maximize the juice you get out of them is I just take them and roll them back and forth. Then I cut them in half. And I take my juicer and I just juice all my lemons. Make sure you get all the juice out of there. You want to take your garlic and you want to just crush them like this. It just makes it a lot easier to get the skin off of them, and it also releases the garlic flavor into your juice when the garlic is crushed. Then I'm gonna take some oregano and just pour it right into the lemon juice and give that a mix with my knife. And then you're just gonna set this to the side to marinate until your chicken cutlets are ready. So for our final step, now that our chicken cutlets are finished cooking, you're gonna take that juice that you let marinate while they were cooking and you're just going to pour them over top, just a little bit. You want to make sure you get each chicken cutlet. You can do this with a spoon. You can just pour it over. And just like that, you are done. And you have delicious, healthy chicken cutlets. I'm going to go ahead and taste one because I have to. I mean, they look delicious and they're hot out of the oven. Wow, that is incredible. Go ahead, go to my website, get the recipe, and make these ASAP. I'll see you guys next time.